An epic battle between Ian Ward and Victor Newman. Who will prevail in a fight between Ian Ward, Ray Wise, and Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, according to spoilers and updates for The Young and the Restless? To what extent will the mustache go to ensure that the malevolent cult leader never again bothers the Newmans or anybody else? The Young and the Uneasy. Will Victor Newman make Ian Ward tremble? Spoilers ahead. Victor Newman has a reputation for going above and beyond to protect his family. Viewers of The Young and the Restless acknowledge him as a crafty tactician, a powerful intimidator, and a man who, when pressed, acts beyond the norm. As Ian Ward travels to the ranch in the upcoming week, emotions will undoubtedly rise, paving the door for a heated altercation between these two influential figures. How drastic Victor will be in his efforts to keep Ian away from the Newmans is the true question, not if he will act at all. He will soon wish he had kept Ian's co-conspirator Jordan, Colleen Zank, there after fans recall what he did to her. Why and are spoilers? Are you like Jordan Howard, locked in a cell? Victor might even have a secret jail cell in the basement of his new ranch house, which he had reconstructed to resemble the old one that burned down. Victor's evil choice to confine Jordan in the infamous Newman cellar not long ago left everyone stunned. Victor will not tolerate Ian's repeated threats to destroy his family because Ian has a well-known ability to infiltrate other people's lives. Ian's naughty schemes would seem to be put on hold by a taste of confinement, but could that be the case? It's difficult to see Ian's unrelenting scheming being contained by a simple locked door given his seductive charm and astute planning. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless. Will Ian Ward make a mistake? Though Ian is no typical opponent, Victor's finances are as deep as his resolve, and the possibility of paying to have him sent packing is not out of the question. He enjoys causing mayhem, and a pile of Newman money might not be enough to satisfy his desire for mayhem. Ian also has a way of making Victor's life more difficult, so it's unlikely that he would depart without causing trouble. Even though Ian makes mistakes infrequently, what if he unintentionally divulges information about his relationship with Jordan? He has been directing events from behind the scenes, and this might be the turning point in his scheme. Ian Ward. Spoilers for YNR changed? When Ian drugged Tessa Porter Copeland, Kate Fairbanks, and was confronted by Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, he already declared that he had changed. Since Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, was also one of Ian's victims years prior, it is unlikely that Victor will fall for it either. We still don't know how Ian sprung Jordan, but it had to be something sinister. Ian was convincing enough in prison to get an early release. The notion that Ian has truly undergone change is as plausible and logical as a shyster peddling desert beachfront real estate. Victor Newman vs. Ian Ward, a showdown of epic proportions. The Young and the Restless, YNR, has been home to many dramatic rivalries and compelling storylines since its debut in 1973. Among its most gripping confrontations is the long-standing rivalry between Victor Newman and Ian Ward. These two characters, both formidable in their own right, represent diametrically opposed forces in the world of Genoa City. Victor Newman, the ruthless and calculating business mogul, and Ian Ward, the enigmatic and malevolent manipulator, have clashed on numerous occasions. Their showdown is more than just a battle for power or control, it's a war of ideologies, personalities, and the desire to break the spirit of the other. Victor Newman, the Black Knight of Genoa City. Victor Newman, played by Eric Braeden, is a character whose name is synonymous with power, wealth, and ruthlessness. A self-made billionaire, Victor is the patriarch of the Newman family, a prominent business empire in Genoa City. Over the years, Victor has proven time and again that he will stop at nothing to protect his family and his business interests. His personality is marked by a deep sense of control and a penchant for manipulation, making him both loved and loathed by the residents of Genoa City. Victor's rise to power is a tale of ambition and determination. Born in humble beginnings, he worked tirelessly to create the empire that bears his name. His personal life is equally tumultuous, having been married several times and fathering children who have followed in his footsteps in both business and personal drama. However, it's not just his business acumen that defines him. Victor is a man with a fierce desire to control the lives of those around him, including his family and friends. Victor's most notable trait is his unyielding belief in the concept of family loyalty. He sees himself as the protector of his loved ones, even if that means using extreme measures to ensure their safety or success. This is what makes him such a formidable figure in Genoa City, his ability to manipulate people and circumstances to his advantage. He is often willing to cross moral boundaries if it serves his ultimate goal, earning him a reputation as both a genius businessman and a ruthless adversary. Ian Ward, the dark manipulator. Ian Ward, portrayed by Ray Wise, is one of the most sinister characters to ever enter the world of the young and the restless. Initially introduced as a mysterious figure with ties to the Newman family, Ian quickly established himself as a villain of the highest order. Unlike Victor, Ian operates in the shadows, pulling strings and causing chaos without ever fully revealing his true intentions. He is a master manipulator, a man who thrives on playing mind games and causing emotional devastation. Ian's backstory is shrouded in mystery. It is revealed over time that Ian was once involved with several criminal enterprises and had connections to dangerous people. He is an expert at deception and psychological manipulation, using his charm and wit to gain people's trust before betraying them in the most heartless of ways. His ability to twist the minds of those around him, particularly the women in his life, sets him apart from Victor, who typically uses brute force and intimidation to achieve his goals. While Victor's methods are often direct and calculated, Ian prefers a more subtle approach. He is not as concerned with wealth or status as much as he is with the emotional manipulation of others. Ian is a man who thrives on chaos and destruction, seeking to destabilize relationships and families for his own amusement. In his eyes, the suffering of others is the ultimate victory. The first clash, a battle of ideals. The rivalry between Victor Newman and Ian Ward begins when Ian is introduced to Genoa City and becomes entangled in the affairs of the Newman family. Ian initially positions himself as a charming and sophisticated businessman, with his eyes set on gaining a foothold in Genoa City's social and financial circles. However, it doesn't take long for Victor to recognize Ian's true nature. Victor sees Ian not as a competitor in business, but as a threat to his family, especially his children, who have become targets of Ian's psychological games. The first major clash between the two occurs when Ian targets Victor's daughter, Victoria Newman. Victoria is a smart, independent woman who has always been one of the few people Victor truly respects. Ian, however, sees her as a pawn to be manipulated, and he begins to weave his web of deceit around her. He uses charm and intellect to gain her trust, all while undermining her emotionally. His manipulation takes a toll on Victoria, and she finds herself falling into a dangerous relationship with him. Victor, ever the protective father, quickly recognizes that something is amiss with Victoria's behavior. When he discovers that Ian is at the center of it, he immediately takes action. The confrontation between Victor and Ian is intense, with Victor warning Ian to stay away from his daughter. Ian, however, is undeterred. He sees Victor as nothing more than a powerful man who can be easily outsmarted. The clash between these two men is not just about protecting a loved one, it is a battle of wits, as each tries to outmaneuver the other. Victor, known for his business acumen, begins to use his influence and resources to expose Ian's true nature. He digs into Ian's past and uncovers a trail of deceit, manipulation, and criminal activity. Victor uses this information as leverage, knowing that Ian's carefully crafted facade can be shattered by the truth. However, Ian is not easily intimidated. He retaliates by targeting Victor's weaknesses, particularly his family. Ian's influence over Victoria continues to grow, and it becomes clear that the stakes are higher than ever. The Showdown, a war of wills. As the rivalry between Victor and Ian intensifies, both men find themselves drawn into a high-stakes game of manipulation and power. The battle is no longer just about Victoria, it's about control over Genoa City itself. Victor, who has built his empire through sheer determination, will not allow anyone to undermine his authority. Ian, on the other hand, seeks to tear down everything Victor has worked for, not just for financial gain, but for the sheer pleasure of watching Victor suffer. The showdown between Victor and Ian comes to a head when Ian attempts to take over Newman Enterprises. Ian's plan is simple: by destroying Victor's business empire, he can break the man emotionally and psychologically. Ian believes that by stealing everything Victor holds dear, he will prove that he is the superior strategist and manipulator. Victor, however, is not easily beaten. He has faced numerous challenges in his life, and he is prepared to fight back with everything at his disposal. The final confrontation is an epic battle of wills. Victor, ever the master of strategy, anticipates Ian's every move and uses his resources to outsmart him. Meanwhile, Ian continues to play his psychological games, trying to destabilize Victor's family and make him question everything he has worked for. The emotional stakes are higher than ever, as both men attempt to break the other's spirit. In the end, it is Victor's determination to protect his family and legacy that proves to be his greatest strength. With the help of his children and allies, Victor is able to expose Ian's criminal activities and ultimately force him out of Genoa City. Ian, defeated but not broken, leaves the town, vowing that this isn't the end of their rivalry. For Victor, however, it is a hard-fought victory. He has proven that no matter the cost, he will always protect his family and his empire. The aftermath, a legacy of rivalry. While Ian Ward may have been driven out of Genoa City, the legacy of his rivalry with Victor Newman remains etched in the annals of YNR history. Their battle was one of the most intense and dramatic in the show's long history, and it showcased the lengths both men were willing to go to in order to achieve their goals. For Victor, the victory was bittersweet. He had to make personal sacrifices and endure tremendous emotional turmoil, but he emerged victorious, reaffirming his place as the patriarch of the Newman family. For Ian, however, his defeat at the hands of Victor only fueled his desire for revenge. The seeds of future confrontations were planted in the aftermath of this battle, as Ian's obsession with bringing down Victor continued to simmer. The showdowns between these two characters would be remembered as some of the most intense and emotionally charged moments in Y&R's storied history. In the grand scheme of things, the rivalry between Victor and Ian was not just a clash of two powerful men, it was a reflection of the themes that have defined the young and the restless for decades. It was a story of power, loyalty, family, and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect what they hold dear. And while Ian Ward may have left Genoa City, the shadow of his conflict with Victor Newman will linger for years to come. Conclusion: a rivalry for the ages. Victor Newman and Ian Ward will forever be remembered as two of the most iconic characters in The Young and the Restless. Their rivalry, spanning years of manipulation, betrayal, and emotional turmoil, represents the essence of what makes the soap opera genre so compelling. The showdown between these two larger-than-life figures was a battle of wits, wills, and the ultimate quest for control. In the end, it was Victor who emerged victorious, but Ian's legacy of chaos and manipulation left an indelible mark on Genoa City. Victor Newman vs. Ian Ward, a showdown of epic proportions. The upcoming weeks in The Young and the Restless are poised to deliver an explosive confrontation between two of Genoa City's most notorious power players, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Ian Ward, Ray Wise. Fans of the soap opera know all too well that when these two men clash, nothing is ever simple, and the stakes could not be higher. So, what will happen in this intense battle of wills? Will the mustache, as Victor is affectionately known, finally take a stand and rid the world of the manipulative cult leader, Ian Ward? In this article, we will delve into the tension, the history, and the possible outcome of this showdown, one that promises to be nothing short of legendary. The young and the restless spoilers, the mustache's willingness to go to any lengths. Victor Newman has always been the embodiment of power, control, and calculated moves. As the patriarch of the Newman family, he has done anything and everything to protect his own. Whether it's using his wealth, his influence, or his ruthlessness, Victor has never hesitated to go the extra mile to safeguard his family and their legacy. Victor's willingness to protect his family is well known to viewers, and fans of YNR have seen time and time again that he will stop at nothing to eliminate threats to his loved ones. This time, however, the threat comes in the form of Ian Ward, a man whose past actions have caused Victor no end of trouble. Ian has a history of manipulating people, creating chaos, and infiltrating the lives of the unsuspecting. With his connections to the notorious Jordan Howard, Colleen Zank, Ian has proven to be a slippery character who won't be easily removed. As the upcoming spoilers suggest, Ian's return to Genoa City will not be without consequences. In fact, the stage is set for a fiery confrontation between these two powerhouses. Ian Ward will find himself stepping onto the Newman ranch, the very heart of Victor's empire. With tensions rising, it's clear that Victor will do everything in his power to prevent Ian from undermining his family's stability once again. But will Victor's usual tactics of power and intimidation be enough to send Ian packing? The real question isn't whether Victor will act, he certainly will. The real question is how far he will go to ensure Ian's departure. YNR spoilers, will Victor take extreme measures to stop Ian? Victor Newman is no stranger to using extreme measures when it comes to dealing with threats. When Jordan Howard posed a danger to his family, he didn't hesitate to lock her away in a secret cellar beneath the Newman ranch. This dark, hidden part of the ranch proved to be an effective prison for Jordan, but it also sent a chilling message to anyone who dared cross Victor. And now, as Ian Ward looms on the horizon, the question arises, will Victor resort to the same tactics he used with Jordan to deal with Ian? It's entirely possible that Victor has a secret jail cell ready and waiting for Ian in the newly rebuilt Newman Ranch house. After all, Victor is no stranger to designing his spaces with a dark and sinister purpose in mind. Could it be that the new house, built to replace the one that burned down, comes with its own hidden dungeon, a place where Victor could trap Ian and keep him from wreaking havoc on his family? For YNR fans, the idea of Ian being locked away in a cell is both chilling and thrilling. After all, Ian is a master manipulator who rarely, if ever, slips up. He knows how to worm his way into people's lives, bending them to his will. But even though a locked door might seem like the perfect solution, it's hard to believe that Ian's scheming could be contained by something so simple as a physical barrier. Ian has a knack for finding ways out of sticky situations, and his charm and cleverness could very well turn the tables on Victor. In fact, Ian's ability to talk his way out of tricky situations is one of his most dangerous qualities. He has a gift for making people believe he's reformed, that he's changed, and that he's not the same man who caused so much pain in the past. Victor might be able to lock Ian away temporarily, but will he truly be able to keep the cult leader from manipulating those around him? It's a daunting question, and one that fans of the show will be eagerly watching to see unfold.